Any kind of vegetation fire that happens in rural areas is referred to as a wildfire, including grassland, bush, and brush fires. Every continent, excluding Antarctica, has experienced wildfires. Even though many of them are brought on by people, either unintentionally or on purpose, they can still occur naturally. There is proof of wildfire from more than 450 million years ago, when the Earth's flora first began to flourish. Wildfires are especially risky, though all fires are risky. The size of the fires makes control extremely difficult, even with a large number of firefighters fighting them. A fire is capable of moving swiftly and even leaping over obstacles. Roads and rivers are not a barrier to the fire, because it can jump over them. For wildfires to be extinguished, quick and effective detection is necessary. Over time, modern fire lookout towers and fire detection equipment have been developed. High-risk areas with lots of people, thick vegetation, or that are close to significant urban centers are monitored by a local sensor network. In order to monitor very large, low-risk areas, satellite and aerial surveillance using aircraft, halos, or UAVs may provide a larger perspective. Firefighters use conventional methods like water dousing and fire retardant spraying to put out active fires. By removing vegetation to create fire breaks, they also deprive fires of fuel, which can aid in the slowing or containment of a fire. Firefighters use controlled burning as a technique to start fires in order to fight wildfires. By burning controlled amounts of brush, vegetation, and other forest debris, wildfire fuel is reduced. To beat the fire or toss sand, some cultures use sticks or palm fronds. In more developed countries, silver iodide is used to put out fires, and water and fire retardants can be dropped on them by helicopters and planes. A wildfire is one of the worst types of natural disasters that can happen anywhere in the world. Wildfires can, however, be both uncontrollable and controlled. They typically start in remote, wilderness areas. Depending on the type of vegetation present, a wildfire may precisely be classified as a brush fire, bush fire, desert fire, forest fire, grass fire, hill fire, peat fire, vegetation fire, or veldt fire. Human activity is responsible for 4 out of every 5 wildfires, though other factors like nature can also be to blame. The main causes of wildfires are dry weather, lightning, and volcanic eruptions. Firefighters refer to these 3 elements as the fire triangle, because they are necessary for a wildfire to burn: fuel, oxygen, and heat. Strong winds make it easy to spread fire across land. Arid weather turns green vegetation into brittle, flammable fuel, and warm temperatures facilitate burning. Among the most frequent direct human causes of wildfire ignition, arson, dropped cigarettes, arcs from power lines, and sparks from machinery are some of the most common. Wildfires can start in both open spaces and wooded areas. It is simple to start a fire in these areas due to the abundance of fuel sources. This includes plants, bushes, flowers, creatures, and built objects. Some wildfires have the potential to completely destroy a town, while also killing some of its inhabitants. Most of the blame for the spread of wildfires in China and the Mediterranean basin is placed on human negligence. The main causes of wildfires are agriculture, animal husbandry, and land burning for land conversion in Southeast Asia, Africa, Central America, New Zealand, and South America. Lightning strikes and human activity, both in Australia and the US, are the two main causes of wildfires. 4 to 5 million acres, 1.6 to 2 million hectares, of land are burned by about 100,000 wildfires, also referred to as wildland fires or forest fires, each year in the United States. Recent wildfires have burned up to 9 million acres, 3.6 million hectares, of land. The maximum speed at which a wildfire can travel, while destroying everything in its path, is 14 miles per hour, 23 kilometers per hour. In the US, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Washington, Colorado, Oregon, and California are the states most frequently affected by forest fires. In California, the hot, dry Santa Ana winds, which can carry a spark for miles, can exacerbate wildfires. Numerous factors can lead to natural disasters. Earthquakes and tsunamis are caused by pressure and movement in the Earth's crust. Storms like hurricanes and tornadoes are significantly influenced by weather and pressure systems. Climate change and irregular rainfall patterns are significant causes of disasters like floods and drought. The level of risk and potential for damage to infrastructure and loss of life varies depending on the type of natural disaster. Floods and tornadoes can cause enormous, but localized, damage. Hurricanes, tsunamis, and earthquakes can all cause extensive damage. However, a prolonged drought can have a negative impact on people's lives and economies. The most common kind of natural disaster on the planet is flooding. This may result from the melting of snow, heavy or sudden rain, a hurricane storm surge, or the aftereffects of a tsunami. In conclusion, Consumer Trading Organization Limited will keep hosting additional concepts.